How about applying to his parents for some cash so he can create a bucket list? Let's see if he can get into the fun before the grand finale. Maybe that would keep Will from throwing in the towel. Louis thrown this idea out there, and Dad was totally on board, but little did they. For Will, this was all futile. Had experienced everything before paralysis. But when Louis suggested a trip, Will softened and agreed. First stop, the racetrack trouble right away. Will's wheelchair decided to take a mud bath, and Louis was forced to recruit some pedestrian heroes for help. This was Will's worst nightmare, looking like a toad. Once inside, Louis was thrilled, but Will shook his head. Had seen countless horse races. Louis' horse looked as shiny as a potato and walked like it had 2 left feet. Surprise, it came in dead last. Next, they arrived at the restaurant. The front desk asked for VIP badges. Learning Louis had cheap tickets, the front desk couldn't resist smoking. With various snack stands located outside, Louis was determined to provide Will with a perfect dining atmosphere, and thus he engaged in an endless debate with the front desk, focusing on where exactly Louis wanted to dine. That disappointing day ended. Next, Louis brought 2 concert tickets, hoping to make up for the racetrack fiasco. On departure day, Will suited up like $1,000,000, while Louis stole the show. Stripping down was just the beginning. Wearing something like that, you've got to strut your stuff with confidence. When Louis took off his scarf, his charm soared. The concert. Boring Will had seen it countless times, but now he couldn't tear his eyes off Louis. Even after the show, Will was reluctant to leave the car, just wanted some alone time. With this concert would be perfect if I were here with a girl, Will thought, a mix of longing for the past and hope for the future. Now he won't return to that memory cage. They sat in the car enjoying this rare nostalgic moment. Soon, Louis' birthday arrived and he invited Will over. Get the vibe? Awkward. Will had bought countless companies before. Louis' dad lost his job due to buyouts. Louis unwrapped Will's thoughtful gift leggings had dreamed of. Let's be real, those bumblebee leggings made it to Louis' new Flair collection, and in the days that followed. Louis kept jotting down his bucket list, but the arrival of wedding invites came in and interrupted him sure enough. His bro and ex were tying the knot, and Will made such a pleading face that Louis simply couldn't say no. He strolled through Will's castle, his childhood secret hideout. Grown up, it had turned into his personal dating garden with his girlfriend. It truly couldn't get more beautiful than this. But now, when viewed in this light, it exudes an air of desolation and abandonment, evoking deep emotions. Could grief, Will could vividly recall every single moment he spent here. If he shut his eyes now, he could still imagine his vibrant self standing in Prince's Square. Surrounded by beauties, he didn't want golden memories to turn into taxi rejections or pity in coffee shops due to his disability. He believed that as long as he didn't revisit them, those cherished memories would remain untouchable. Let me tell you where we're going. What? A wedding? Really? Are you coming with me? If you want me to, I'll go with you. Will was totally hoping Louis would tag along. One evening, Louis' mom got dull. She was off for a date with Dad due to him scoring a sweet gig fixing the castle with great pay. He even got a new ride. On hearing castle, Louis guessed Will was helping behind the scenes. Louis called up right away, but there was a deeper meaning behind Will's help. Your dad will be just fine. This meant what? It meant that one day, you could pass down your heart without worrying about others, putting yourself first, instead of just helping Louis' dad find a job. He wanted Louis to be able to pursue his dreams without having to compromise for family. Soon, it was the big day of his ex-wedding. Just before leaving, Will secretly met a manager, whom Louis, curious, searched up. Louis quickly relayed the news to Will's mom, and everyone thought that after this little getaway, Will had given up on the father-son ideas, but surprise when they arrived at the wedding, he was visibly teary-eyed. Watching his ex marry someone else was tough for anyone Will used to be the life of the party, with everyone rushing to greet him, and now, crickets. She was no longer the heartthrob or caught the eye of a woman who had been divorced 8 times. She had a keen sense for who was worth betting on. Coincidentally, Louis felt the same way about him. Toast the guest, the expert on an act, swinging by to say hi, but awkwardly forgot what gift Will had given her. Maybe she drank too much, or perhaps she just wanted to salvage Will's image. Louis, on the other, plopped himself right onto Will's lap, ready to stir up some juicy gossip among the guests. The two danced gracefully through the crowd that night, becoming the center of attention and making quite the scene. Will found that old spark again, driving like a boss with Louis along for the ride, cruising on the highway. Louis was convinced their trip would sure help Will out of the pit. But that wild night caused Will's pneumonia to flare up. Luckily, timely care meant nothing serious. That really scared Louis. He asked Nathan if he should scrap the travel plans. Plus, did you know Will's assisted living plan? Nathan didn't deny. He simply said, I often crash here. I can hear Will yelling and cheering every time. Imagine he's still that fiery teenager in his dreams, yet with one wake-up call, he's hit with complete silence. This kind of powerlessness isn't something just anybody could understand. Maybe no one had the right to judge Will's choices. Sure thing, Nathan wanted him to keep